Hey there. So today when I was trying to get some taco stuff, I found Ninkasi Brewing Company seasonal release Oktoberfest. So I was pretty excited about that because I think Ninkasi beers are exciting. When I got it home, I realized that it's a lager, and so I was confused by that. Normally, um, beers for this season are a Marzen style Oktoberfest. So on their website it says our Oktoberfest has a slightly higher ABV than most Bavarian style lagers, followed by a more prolific hop profile. So it has a deep copper color. This lager has a toasty malt flavor with dry finish and earthy, grassy hop notes. So this is kind of a specialty beer, I think, is probably the way it should be categorized, because we're mixing together a bunch of different styles at this point. So we've got some Oktoberfest stuff going on top of a lager style, and it's 25 IBUs and 5.9% alcohol by volume. So let's take a peek. It's definitely hoppy. Grassy, a little grassy. Very lagery. Interesting. So color-wise, it's a beautiful, deep gold color. Pretty bubbly in there. It poured with decent head. Huh. Definitely hoppy. It's like a little baby IPA. It's not aggressive, and I think it's interesting that its IBUs are it's only at 25 IBUs. It's it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's interesting. It's malty, it's sweet, it's bubbly, it's hoppy. It has this interesting depth of flavor. It's pretty evenly balanced between malt and hops. So I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it. It's actually a pretty good beer. Like I think I like it, and I feel like it's borrowing from each of those categories, and it's terribly confusing to my senses. And I'm curious what I would have thought about it had I not read about it or read the label. If it was a blind taste test, I'm very curious what my thoughts about it would be. Very good beer. I like it a lot. I think it captures what I like the most about beer is a really nice balance of maltiness and hoppiness. And I feel like you get the full roller coaster ride of flavor that beer has to offer. So it's done very nicely. It's pretty carbonated, but that's okay too, I think. It's very enjoyable. This is good. I'm glad that I picked this up and I was able to share. It's a sneaky little bugger because you smell it, and then the initial taste, you're like, oh, this is, like a regular lager. There's not a lot of flavor there. But then it comes through with this incredible hoppiness. It gets real bitter, and then it ends with this malty sweetness. So very interesting. Kind of a bitey carbonation to it. So it has an interesting mouthfeel. It has some lightness to the mouthfeel, but also at times it can be more thick and heavy with the malty characteristics. So very interesting, very well done. And I suppose I shouldn't be surprised because Ninkasi makes great beer. So it says Pilsner, malt, and hops grown in the Northeast. This beer is our way of toasting to the great bounty that our area brings. So definitely a showcase of Oregon beer ingredients, which is amazing. Really well done. I think everybody should try this. I think this is an interesting take on Oktoberfest beers, and I'm really glad that I gave it a shot. So great beer. Good job, Ninkasi. This might even make it onto my favorites list, especially for this particular season, Oktoberfest 2015. So awesome. Very well done. Thank you for watching. If you've had this, share with me what your thoughts were and where you found it, so maybe other people can find it. That's why I always ask you to share where you found it. And awesome. Have a good night.